So our mission actually covers 5 countries. So it's southern Germany from Munich down. It's all of Austria, the German-speaking part of Switzerland, the northern part of Italy, and Liechtenstein is actually in there as well, but we're not allowed to proselyte there, so it just kind of is thrown in there. Everywhere that we serve speaks German, but each country has a bit of a different German. Austrians are very sing-songy. Germans are just like the normal German that you hear, but it's Southern German, so it's a bit different than in the north. And Swiss people don't even speak German. I don't even know what it is. They speak Swiss German. It's totally different. It's totally weird, but it's beautiful. And Italy, the part that we serve in, they speak German as well. Something interesting about Switzerland is they have 4 mother tongues. So there's French, Italian, German, and Romanian. So there's an influence of all those languages, even in just the German. Even the High German that we speak as missionaries, like my German's very French because it's just so highly influenced from the other languages. I can speak more about Switzerland just because I spent more time there and I understood more at that time. I mean, German attendance, my first ward in Germany, we had like at least 200 people. It was a huge ward. I always served in really big wards. Great attendance, lots of less actives, but that's just how it is in every ward. Lots of work to do. It was a huge city. We always had visitors, whether the sisters or the elders, there was always someone there. And then in Switzerland, they have 3 German stakes, and also they have a lot of branches and a lot of districts and also wards. So I served in only wards. I had the fortunate opportunity to only serve with wards, but my ward in Zollikofen was about 220. It was huge. It was right next to the temple, so we had French and Italians always there because they lived at the temple, and that's the temple district for all those countries. And then same in Zurich. Zurich was awesome because it's an international. Well, now it's actually an international ward. They just changed that. But it was nice because we always had so many visitors, so a lot of Americans. So I think if you looked at the actual ward and the amount of people that actually attended each week, it was probably about 180, which is still pretty big. But once you add in all the visitors, it was probably about 230 or so. I mean, obviously there were branches that were like 20 people or somewhere like 80, just depending on where you were. Their main religion is Christianity. There's their church, it's just like in Utah, but with Protestant and Catholic churches. They're everywhere. So they are a very religious people. And they say that they believe in God, but they don't attend church. They'll go for Christmas and for Easter, but beside that, they just stay at home and believe in God in whichever way. They often say that they believe in nature. And that's the way that they worship is spending time in nature, which you can see with the people. That's just their culture. They're always outside. Something cool about the Bern Switzerland temple, actually some history about that, is Karl G. Maser. He actually was a convert in Germany, and he was such a missionary that they actually kicked him out. So he crossed over the Alps and came into Switzerland and started to like build up the church there. But it was actually because of Karl G. Maser that the church was built in Switzerland, and there was actually quite a few saints there. I don't remember the numbers exactly, but by the time the Second World War came around, they had to close everything down. They had like an emergency overnight evacuation of missionaries. They had to take all the missionaries out and send them back home to America. And the Europeans actually said that they felt quite isolated, like the church had forgotten them because they just took everyone out. It was just not safe for us to be there. It was just cool how that all worked out, how the temple was to come about, and that it was chosen specifically in Bern. And that the people were ready. I mean, the Swiss saints are so strong. A lot of them migrated to America, which is why we have a lot of Swiss people here. I think that says a lot about, especially the Swiss. They're very proud people. They're very proud of who they are. They're very proud of their nationality. And I think that it's perfect that there's a temple there. With the fall of the Berlin Wall, you can tell that everything was broken. The people were lost. They didn't know quite what to do, but actually, it's really interesting. It's really interesting. My trainer actually told me, we were having a discussion about the people when I was still in Germany, and she said, you know, you can really feel that the people still have something that they're holding on to, because the German history is just so rich. There's so many experiences and so many tragedies that those people have had to go through, and you can still feel that pressure on them, especially when you talk to the older generations. They really still carry that with them, and a lot of them are scared to hope. They're really scared to believe in God because they've seen so much throughout their lives that they've just lost hope. And so to have a little 20-year-old girl come and tell them that there's Jesus Christ and they can hope in a life after death, and that you can be saved and all these things, they kind of just shut you down, because they're like, I've seen so much bad in the world. Like, who do you think you are, being 20 years old, can come tell me, who's had all this life experience? And that was really interesting to see them, like that such things that happened so many years ago can still play such a part on these people's lives. It was really incredible. So there's a lot of history there. That was like a ramble, but there is a lot of things about those people, a lot of historical events that shape who they are still.